All right, today we're taking a deep dive into one of the world's most famous wildlife attractions, ZSL London Zoo. And we're not just going to look at the animals, we're digging into the incredible engineering and really the vision it takes to build these world-class habitats right in the middle of a bustling city. So let's get into it.
I mean, that's a huge question, right? It's definitely not just about cages and fences anymore. It's about creating these authentic, really enriching environments that, serve the animals, educate all of us, and push this crucial mission of conservation forward. Today, we're going to see exactly how LondonZoo is tackling that very challenge. But before we meet the animals, let's just quickly cover the logistics. Because it's this amazing urban oasis, the first challenge for millions of visitors is simply, how do I get there? Let's take a look. For a place that's smack dab in the heart of London, you might think it's a total nightmare to get to. But honestly, it's surprisingly accessible. You've got plenty of options. I mean, look at this list. You have all the classic London options, the tube, the bus, you can even grab one of those hire bikes. But I think the most unique way to show up has to be the water bus. It literally lets you cruise right up to the zoo's doorstep from Camden Lock. Pretty cool. For most people, though, the journey starts on the tube at Camden Town. And from there, it's actually this really pleasant 15-minute walk along the park. You go over the Regent's Canal footbridge, and boom, you're right at the entrance. All right, we've arrived. Our first stop is one of the zoo's most popular exhibits, and honestly, it's a fantastic example of modern zoo design, the award-winning Penguin Beach. But to really appreciate how great it is now, we've got to understand the problem it was designed to solve. Okay, just try to imagine this. The penguins' old home had a pool with zero filtration. That meant that every 2 weeks, the staff had to completely drain the entire thing and refill it from the water mains. It was this massive, time-consuming, and super expensive job that took focus away from what really matters, the animals. So the solution was to go big. The new Penguin Beach pool holds 450,000 liters of water. It's 4 times larger and, this is the important part, 3 times deeper than the old one. That extra depth is what lets the penguins do their incredible underwater acrobatics, behaving way more like they would in the wild. It's actually England's largest penguin pool. So how on earth do you keep that much water clean? Well, this is the magic behind the curtain. There's a state-of-the-art filtration system working 24/7. It's using a combination of pumps and skimmers and filters, basically this automated setup that is constantly keeping the water quality perfect, no manual draining needed. And the result is a perfect win-win-win situation. First, visitors get these incredible, crystal-clear views of the penguins flying underwater. Second, the animals get a much healthier, more stable home. And third, the staff are now freed up to focus on conservation and animal care, not on plumbing. Okay, so we've seen how this immersive design works for penguins. Now, let's see how that same principle applies to a very, very different animal. We're heading to the Forest of India to visit the zoo's incredible flagship exhibit, the breathtaking Land of the Lions. Yep, that is not a typo. The zoo invested over £5 million to create this habitat. And that number, that tells you everything you need to know about their commitment to building something truly world-class. Not just for the visitors, but for the critically endangered Asiatic lions who call this place home. A huge chunk of that budget went into one simple thing: space. At 5 times the size of the old enclosure, this massive increase in territory is about so much more than just having room to run. It lets the pride establish territories, retreat for privacy, and just show a much wider range of natural behaviors. But it's the detail that is truly stunning. This isn't just some big field. The whole thing is designed to look and feel like an Indian village right on the edge of the Gir Forest, which is the last wild refuge for these lions. They built a replica of a real railway station and even imported actual rickshaws and benches from India to make it feel completely authentic. This quote right here, it gets to the absolute heart of the exhibit. This experience is not just about seeing lions. It's about telling a story. The entire thing is designed to teach visitors about the real-world challenges of conservation, where humans and wildlife are living side by side. It just gives the whole visit a really powerful sense of purpose. So when you look at Penguin Beach and Land of the Lions together, this bigger picture starts to emerge. It really shows a fundamental shift in what a zoo is and what it's trying to accomplish here in the 21st century. Historically, zoos were kind of like living museums. They were just collections of animals for the public to come and see. But that has changed so dramatically. The modern zoo, which is perfectly shown by these new exhibits, is driven by this dual mission: to actively participate in conserving endangered species, and to educate the public about why that work is so incredibly vital. And this brings us full circle, right back to the penguins. By investing in smart technology that cuts down on the daily grind of maintenance, the zoo frees up its most valuable resource, its expert staff. Their time and their energy can now be spent on animal care, on research, and on the global conservation work that is the zoo's real purpose. All of this leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. If a zoo can be an immersive classroom that also directly funds global conservation, then its role in our cities becomes more vital than ever. It suggests a future where a day out with a family is also an active investment in the future of our planet's wildlife.